So welcome to another episode of Follow My Lead. This one is a really good one, at least to me. I hope you enjoy it. This is about the song Even Though. Now, I've actually talked about this song before. It's a song that I wrote for our Join the Band album that came out in 1994, I guess. And some people already know some of the story, but I'll kind of give the cliff notes, and then I'll give a little bit more detail to, this particular episode. So what I had mentioned before is that my cousin Chris Willis actually sang the demo of this song. And basically because all of us at Take Six that were writing for that album really wanted to wow each other. And my cousin can blow. So we probably had 60% of our demos, maybe 70% of our demos sung by Chris. And so what I did was, when it was time for me to sing the lead, I used a lot of the stuff that he did in my final lead. The reason why I love this particular song, though, is because it was the first song that I had ever written that I was inspired to write. I was dating someone at the time, and she had just lost her mother. And I remember thinking and even saying to her, that even though you feel alone, even though you don't have the answers right now, even though you feel like nothing has changed, I'm with you. And so that was really important for me to get down as far as the song itself and the writing of the song. So when it was time to sing the lead, I was already invested in what the song was speaking about. So it wasn't hard at all for me to really insert myself into that and emotionally inhabit what the lyrics were saying. The other thing that's always really cool for me is when I'm singing a lead, I typically like to have the feel of what's going on behind me with the other guys. And let me tell you, Mark and Dave and, oh my gosh, Joey and Sid and Vin, they were killing it on this song. So there were many times where I would just listen to the backgrounds and be blown away by what was going on. There's so much going on in that song. It's not a perfect song by any means as far as the arrangement is concerned. What I mean by that is, if you listen to what the bass line throughout the song is doing, and juxtapose that to the kick drum, it's all over the place, but there's just something about that song, to me, that just feels right. There's an emotional thing that's going on in the instruments and in the vocals and just everything. So by the time I got to sing my lead over it, it felt right to me. So that's actually my favorite lead vocal that I've ever done, for all of those reasons. And probably also because at the time, it felt like this Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Just something about it. And that's my favorite group of all time. So Even Though is my song. And I've heard from a lot of people over the years that it's become their song as well. It's a very inspired song for me. The lead felt right, the backgrounds felt right, the instruments to me felt right. My brother Brian participated in the production and everything, so it's just a symbiotic thing. Also, let me give a shout out to Roger Ryan. Roger's an amazing songwriter and producer who lives in Nashville. We've known Roger for a long, long time. During the demo process, Roger was instrumental in helping me flesh out the background vocals in the choruses and the bridge and stuff. So big props to Roger. So that's Even Though. That's the story. Follow my lead.